let's put down a sparse fireball from the shelf. So here I can cut and paste everything in subs. So I'll put down a new dot network and paste it and select my first input as the source. So now I can delete everything else. Then I'm going to import the low-res fields. So dot import first input, and then I'm going to grab density, and same for temperature, flame, and velocity. So I'm just going to call this low-res fields, and this is the low-res solver. So then I can copy and paste the dot network to create my up-res solver. So I'll plug the low-res field in the second input. So inside I can disable everything related to velocity, so disturbance, shredding, turbulence. And inside the solver, so the projection, forces and collisions, divergence. Here I'm just going to reuse the low-res temperature, so I can disable that as well. I don't need to advect velocity. And here I can simplify this, so all I need is density and flame. So let's import a gas up-res node. Just going to dive inside and copy this part. So this is importing the low-res velocity and temperature. So I'm just copying and paste. So I can connect this just before the advect fields. So inside I need to promote the low-res path. So this is where the low-res fields are going to be located. So I can do this by creating a spare parameter. So I can create a folder called up-res, and I can create a path called low-res fields. So here it's going to be the second input. So low-res fields, and then I can copy, paste reference into this import. Okay, so here I have my low-res fields. So let's check that the velocity is imported. So with the vector field visualization, I should be able to see my field. So nothing, so that's probably because inside I have some retiming. So I'm just going to bypass all this. So now I can see my low-res velocity. So let's do the same with the temperature. So I'm just going to put down a gas field visualization. So here we get the same issue with the retime. So I'm just going to bypass this for now. And there's a bug in the up-res solver. So this should be scalar instead of vector. So here we can see the temperature now in red. So this works. So then I need to create turbulence. So inside I'm not going to be interested in wavelets, so I'll just remove it. And I can remove the switches. So this is creating a float field for mask, then a curl field, then compute the curl from the low-res velocity, and compute the length of the curl. So this is how much rotation I have in my low-res velocity. So I can keep this. So then above I can do the same and remove the switches. So here it's just blurring the turb scale field and remapping the values and using density as a mask. So the next thing to do is to delete rest because I'm not using rest at the moment. So this is the section that applies the noise. So here I'm just copying my low-res velocity into the up-res val, creating a noise field called tubval and adding noise to it, and then adding noise to the up-res velocity. So here I can do the same and remove the switches. So then I can copy all the nodes into my solver. So I just need to wire them in the same order. So here I can see that all the references are gone. So I'm just going to copy them from the gas press solver. So if I go to type properties, copy those folders, I can go and do edit parameter interface and paste them onto my solver. So now I have all the fields and all the names. So when I go back inside, I can see that all the links are back to normal, even for the ramps and noises. So let's try the solver. So this is what we get. So next, let's display the tub scale. So I'll put down a scalar field visualization, put it as plain. So I'm just going to tweak the values. So here I'm going to turn on turbulence, leave it to curl, and tweak the max turbulence scale. So something like this is pretty good. Now I'm going to control the density mask. So ideally I want the noise to be on the outside of the smoke. And then I can crank up the turbulence. So here we can see some noise. Let's put down the turbulence to 3. Smaller frequency. Okay. And then I can start increasing the resolution. So I'm going to copy and paste the low res division scale and divide it by 2 for now. So this is already like double the resolution. So here I put way too much noise just to show you that it works. Just gonna scale it down. So one thing that's missing is to connect temperature into dissipation. So here I can replace temperature with low res temperature. So also I can promote this toggle to show or hide the tub scale. So it's just a bit easier.